Hey guys, so Elimination Chamber 2013 just ended, and I thought I'd give my review of it. This pay-per-view was actually pretty good. It was actually a very good pay-per-view. Most of the matches were decent length, and actually a couple of them pleasantly surprised me, I'll say that much. A couple of the outcomes of them pleasantly surprised me. Let's get started from the first match. I got the match card here so I don't forget anything. First we had the pre-show, which was Brodus Clay and Tensai versus Team Rhodes Scholars. This match, I didn't really pay much attention. I had it up on the computer since it was their pre-show live stream. I had it up on the computer, but I was watching an episode of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia on TV, so I wasn't even paying attention to the match. I do know Clay and Tensai won. I don't know what move or whatnot. All I know is that it seemed like a very short match. Next up to start the show was to actually start the actual Elimination Chamber PPV. We started out with the World Heavyweight Championship match. They always start out with the World Heavyweight Championship match. I don't know why it's always the show opener, but anyway, it was Big Show versus Alberto Del Rio. Alberto Del Rio is currently champ. Is currently champ because he did retain. This match, it was okay. Their Royal Rumble match was a lot better than this one. Their match on SmackDown was a lot better than this one, but it was decent, I guess. I mean, Big Show did tap out. I don't know, it wasn't... It was a decent match, but it wasn't anything out of the ordinary. It was all just, you know... A lot of it was just the cross armbar or arm breaker, whatever it is that he does, his finisher, Del Rio's finisher. That's pretty much what the whole match was for the most part. I don't know. I was bored throughout most of it, so... I'd probably give it a 3. 3 because, I don't know. It wasn't the worst match, but it was probably the worst match of the card. I don't know. Next up, I believe the next match. Yes, the next match was the United States Championship match. Antonio Cesaro versus The Miz. This match was... I didn't even remember that this match was on the card, to be honest with you, but this match was a lot better than I had thought it was going to be. I thought it was just going to be very boring getting into it, but Antonio Cesaro was in control for most of this match. It was a good thing. I do like Antonio Cesaro, and he was my prediction to win this one, so I got this one right, as Antonio Cesaro did retain his United States Championship in this match against The Miz. What did the match even... How did the match end? You know, I don't even remember how this match ended, to be honest with you. Yeah, I don't even know how the match ended. Oh, the low blow. Miz was trying to lock in his horrible rendition of the Figure 4, and the Cesaro kind of, like, with his leg, tripped Miz's leg, and his knee went right into his, you know, lower region down there. His family jewels, or his grapefruits, went right into there, and he won the match by DQ. And all I remember is after the match, I had another tab open, but Miz gave him a low blow after the match, one intentional low blow, which I thought was unnecessary. But anyway, the next up, we had, let's see here, the Elimination Chamber match. This match was actually very good. This one was the one that really surprised me with the outcome. It was, let's see, we had Randy Orton, Kane, Daniel Bryan, Mark Henry, Jack Swagger. I'm missing someone, I know that. Who am I missing? Chris Jericho. How would I forget Chris Jericho? He was my prediction to win the match. But anyway, this match started out between Bryan and Chris Jericho, so they went at it for like 4 or 5 minutes. Next to come out was Swagger. Swagger came out next. And then followed after, and then they went at it for a little bit. There wasn't too many big spots going on. Kane came out. Then Randy Orton. Mark Henry came out last. When Mark Henry came out, he pretty much just dominated everyone. Mark Henry eliminated, actually, Daniel Bryan and Kane kind of went at it for a while, so I don't know what's happening with them. I don't know if they're going to break up soon, or they're probably going to have a one-on-one match at WrestleMania. At least that's what I'm predicting. That would make most sense, but I don't know, maybe they won't. Maybe they'll go with a different route with those two, but I'm assuming there will be a match in the future at WrestleMania between those two. They'll lose the titles sometime on a Raw or something, and that's at least my prediction. But I could be wrong. They might defend the titles at Mania. But anyway, Mark Henry came out. He completely dominated everyone. He got rid of Bryan, got rid of Kane. Then he actually got double teamed by Jericho and Swagger on the outside. Got double suplexed onto the steel grater out there, the steel floor out there. Got suplexed onto that. This is a pretty good spot. Then out of, let's see, trying to just, remember what exactly happened next, because I don't want to give anything ahead of time that happened, but, so that's pretty much that. Mark Henry eliminated 2 people in the match. Randy Orton was doing his basic spots throughout the match, the DDT, the backbreaker that he does. He was doing all his basic spots. And then in the ring, they all had Mark Henry, like Swagger did something to him. I don't even remember what. Then you had Jericho, I think, hit him with the code breaker, and he was still on his feet or something. And then Randy Orton hit him with the RKO, and he was out. But after he got eliminated, he came back into the ring. Yep. After he got eliminated, he came back in, and he gave the World's Strongest Slam to everyone in the ring. And then Booker T and Teddy Long came out and pretty much kicked him out of the ring. And I was expecting him to actually attack Booker T. I was hoping for give him a World's Strongest Slam right on that little steel flooring out there. That would have been pretty nice. But no, just, he left. So after that, we had a nice showing between Swagger, Orton, and Jericho for a little while. There was a whole bunch of, submissions, the ankle lock or whatever Swagger's calling it. I don't even know what Swagger's calling it these days because I know he changed it. But anyway, yeah. So there was that. They were going, the walls of Jericho was locked in. Randy Orton came in, broke that up. Then for the ending spot, though, ending spot was pretty nice. We had Randy Orton went for the RKO. He got pushed off by Jericho. Jericho then went for the lion salt, knees up. He got the knees up, during the lion salt, then into the RKO. 1, 2, 3. Then right out of that, Swagger rolled up Orton. 1, 2, 3. Swagger's #1 contender. I was pleasantly surprised. I'm not a big fan of Swagger at all. Especially I can't stand his new gimmick. But it's better than Orton. It's better than Orton being in the main event for the World Heavyweight Championship. Or should I say, the opener at WrestleMania for the World Heavyweight Championship. It's a lot better than that, in my opinion. But, it's probably actually going to be down to Jack Swagger and Dolph Ziggler, unless Dolph Ziggler decides to cash it in at WrestleMania, which actually I can see that happening. Or maybe he'll even let it go longer, his briefcase go longer. But speaking of Dolph Ziggler, after this match... No. I think I'm getting ahead of myself now. Yes, the next match was actually another match that surprised me with the outcome, and that was Shield when they were facing off against John Cena, Ryback, and Sheamus. There was no doubt in my mind going into this that John Cena, Ryback, and Sheamus were going to come out on top, and it didn't go down that way. The Shield actually won this one, which surprised me and made me very happy. I was very excited. I was marking out in my room back there. I was just so excited when that happened, because I was not expecting them to actually give the Shield the win on this match against these 3 guys. Hell, I wasn't expecting them to get the win at TLC a couple months back, and that wasn't even against 3 of the biggest stars. That was against Bryan, Kane, and Ryback. And this is against 3 of the biggest stars in the company today, and they actually won. Of course, there was a lot of no-selling by Sheamus, Ryback, and Cena. But, I mean, what do you expect? It's Sheamus, Ryback, and Cena. Hell, Sheamus got speared through the, the barricade that always gets broken by Reigns. This is near the end of the match. Cena had Ambrose for the attitude adjustment, gave him that while Rollins was about to get shell-shocked. Then Reigns came in, just charging at Ryback. Spear! Just took him out. Rollins, was up on the shell shock. When Ryback fell back, Rollins fell on top of him. 1, 2, 3. Match over. That spear was a pretty nice spear, too. That Reigns gave to Ryback. That was a pretty good looking spear. Now, the only thing, I didn't even know who was the legal man. I didn't think Rollins was actually legal man. I thought it was Reigns, to be honest with you, but I don't know. I didn't even know if Ryback was the legal man. I had no clue during this ending here who was legal and who was not. But I was very happy with the way this match ended, and I'm very excited to see what happens next with the Shield, seeing as the Shield is still strong. Unlike most everybody, including myself, were doubting that the WWE would actually do with the Shield. We were all expecting them, everyone that I know was expecting them to lose, so there's that. But Ryback kind of no-sold the spear. Right after the spear, he kind of just took off to the back, disappointed that he lost. So, I mean, there was a no-sell. Cena had no clue what was going on. He had that dumb look on his face, like, how'd we lose? But, anyway, I was still happy with the outcome. And next up was actually Ziggler came out talking about how he's not booked in the show, how he should be booked. But, then Booker T came out and said, I got a man who's gonna face you, who's better than you. And it turned out to be Kofi Kingston. I mean, come on, Kofi? There's nothing exciting about Kofi. And how many times have these two faced off now? 2 billion? These guys have had so many matches. But I was happy when Ziggler came out on top in this one. And then Big E Langston decided to go back into the ring and just kick the holy hell out of Kofi Kingston. Even the crowd was liking it. The crowd was getting one more... whatever his finisher was, that finisher that Big E does, the crowd was chanting one more time after when Big E was, just standing over him, looking down at him. They were chanting one more time. I was hoping he would have done it one more time. He did not do it one more time, though. But either way, I was happy that Ziggler won that one. And my God, I haven't noticed this before, but that briefcase that Ziggler has, that thing used to be, good size. It's flat as anything. So many dents in that thing nowadays. That's just insane. That thing looks flat as hell. But anyway, next up was our Divas Championship match, which was Tamina Snuka versus Caitlyn. And it's a Divas match. It was not good. It wasn't exciting. But Caitlyn did win, and I do like Caitlyn. She won with her spear that she does nowadays, She does her spear doesn't look that bad, though, so I mean, at least she does a good spear, but 2 matches in a row, 2 matches ended with a spear. Then next up was the WWE Championship match. CM Punk versus The Rock. This match was very good. I did enjoy this match. So Punk came out. He still had the WWE Championship, of course, He was patronizing Justin Roberts for not announcing him as the champ and the people's champ and all that. But either way, then The Rock came out. They did the normal ring inductions that they do for championship matches, and match got underway. And CM Punk early on in the match was doing a lot of tactics to try to get Rock disqualified because of the stipulation, if Rock gets counted out or disqualified, Punk wins the WWE Championship. See, now here's my thoughts. If they do really work, they're working with the Shield, they paid the Shield to do something. Why didn't they have the Shield come out, attack CM Punk? Punk would have won the championship, Had anybody, even Heyman, come in the ring and punch Punk, Rock would have got disqualified, and Punk would be the champion. See, that's the logic that I don't understand sometimes. There's stuff that simple that they can do, yet they don't. That's just something I would like to see one time in one of these stipulation matches where, so-and-so gets counted out, so-and-so is the champion, or if so-and-so gets DQ'd, they lose the champion, It would have made perfect sense, at least in my opinion. It would have made perfect sense. So, there's that, but either way, this match was very good. I did enjoy this match. Punk, there was one point where Punk, slapped Rock across the face to get him angry, which worked. backed Rock, backed him into the corner, beat the crap out of him a little bit in the corner. The ref was getting all pushing the Rock off so the Rock didn't get DQ'd, counting to 3 and stuff like that, pushing the Rock off of him. And then CM Punk just spit in his face, just spit right in the Rock's face. That pissed the Rock off. Rock went off on him, threw him outside the ring, bashing his head into the table, throwing him into the barrier, clotheslining him, everything on the outside, Punk then, a little bit later in the match, Punk takes the cover off, the announce table. Punk gets him up on the announce table, and Punk gives Rock the rock bottom onto the announce table. Unlike at Royal Rumble when the announce table, just collapsed before Rock could do the rock bottom. This time, Punk had him up, brought him down, and the Spanish announce table no-sold it. The Spanish announce table did not break. So, they put extra support in it this time, and they put too much support. Last time there wasn't enough support for the announce table, Come on, Spanish. Come on, get your Spanish announce tables together. They're supposed to break all the time. But, either way, there was that. Then there was a couple ref bumps in this match too, which I thought was cheap. Punk had this match. Punk had this match won, but the ref got knocked off the apron. Then, that was then you had the normal spot where the heel gets the victory, yet the ref is out of the ring to see it. So it doesn't count. He had the 10 count, which was really, it pissed me off, because I am a CM Punk fan, and I would have liked CM Punk to win this match. I knew he wasn't going to win this match. There was no doubt that The Rock was going to win, which he did. But at the same time, I was disappointed at this part because, he did technically have the victory over The Rock. He had the 10 count, fair and square, no cheap tactics, nothing. He beat The Rock with a 10 count. And the ref was down, so disregard that because that doesn't count. Another ref came out. The Rock was still down, but this ref, instead of going in and counting the pin, he decided he's going to check on the referee on the outside, which Paul Heyman was telling him, get in the ring, get in there, and he still didn't. So, then, next, we had that ref finally did get in the ring after The Rock was in control. The Rock gave him the people's elbow. And then 1, 2, CM Punk kicked out. Kind of something happened with this ref. This ref got out of the ring. Then we had a rock bottom by The Rock. Actually, CM Punk asked Paul Heyman to get him the championship, the WWE Championship, so he could beat him with it. He had Paul Heyman, holding his arms back on the rope. So here comes CM Punk with the title in hand. Goes to hit him. Hits Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman falls off the apron, and Rock turns it into the rock bottom now. So then the ref comes back in the ring. 1, 2, 3. There you have it. Winner and still WWE Championship, The Rock. Very good match. I did enjoy it. I would have liked the outcome to change. But it was still an enjoyable match. Like I'm saying, I would have liked CM Punk to win, but I knew that wasn't going to happen going into this thing. So I wasn't too disappointed when he didn't win. And I thought it was actually a lot better than the Royal Rumble match because of the, See, this is what I think the Royal Rumble match should have happened, and, all the ref bumps instead of the Shield coming out. I don't know. I enjoy the Shield, but I just thought that wasn't the greatest ending for that match back then. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed my review. Actually, let me give it a star rating out of 10. I'd give this pay-per-view, I'd have to say it's an 8 out of 10. There was a couple unexpected victories in this one, which makes it good. Matches were good, so there's that. And, honestly, there was no bad match on the card. I wouldn't say that the Divas match was good, but for a Divas match, it wasn't the worst that it could be, It didn't end in a roll-up. It didn't end in some stupid shit like that, so it wasn't that bad of a match, in my opinion. Could have been better, could have been longer. Well, I guess it couldn't have been longer because the pay-per-view already went with only 5 minutes left or something this time, unlike the usual 15-20 minutes left, so they couldn't have made the match longer, that one, but still, either way, still an enjoyable pay-per-view. I would definitely give it, I'd give it an 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10 is a fair rating for this pay-per-view. I definitely did enjoy this one. I enjoyed it a lot more than a lot of other pay-per-views, but either way, good pay-per-view. If you haven't seen it yet, check it out. The Shield versus John Cena match, John Cena, Ryback, and Sheamus match, that was a good match. The Elimination Chamber was a good match. The United States Championship was a pretty good match. You know, the WWE Championship was a pretty good match. So, actually, it was a really good match. World Heavyweight Championship was a bit on the boring side, but it was okay. So, you know, you had a good bit of stuff. I would have liked to see an Intercontinental Championship match, but they don't like to defend all the titles, and even though they could have had it, but time constraints is always what it leaves titles off the card. I would have also liked to see, you know, 2 Elimination Chamber matches, but that didn't happen. So, oh well. Great pay-per-view. Check it out if you haven't watched it yet, and I hope you like the review.